Hello everyone and welcome to the starting procedure for the Aeroplane Heaven Mosquito. We will start with the port side first. Starboard is a repeat of these procedures. First things first, we should check the fuel amounts. To do this in cockpit, we require power to be on. So let's go and make sure that's on by using the battery switch here. And we'll zoom in. Actually, we'll use Alt-3 on our keyboard just to give us the correct area, and you can see that on our outer tanks we have full amounts. Word of warning, that should be common sense, but apparently isn't. Don't leave your battery on for too long before starting the engine. We'll be fine for the purpose of this tutorial. A word for our American friends. This plane is a British plane, therefore the fuel amounts are in imperial gallons and not US gallons. This means your fuel gauges will never match what you see here in gallons, 70 gallons, etc., etc. That's because it is a British plane. We also spell tyres with a Y. After ensuring that you have got enough fuel, we need to set the fuel selectors to the outer tanks. The keyboard shortcut I'm about to use now is Alt-1 on your keyboard. You use it again to move back to the pilot view. These views are mirrored in the instrument camera views for Xbox use. Whilst down here, we're going to ensure that the fuel transfer switches are off and the fuel valves are off, as well as the oil dilution buttons. So, I've currently got them on, so that needs to be off. Both of these need to be in the off position, and the oil dilution buttons need to be off. This is just before start. I'm going to click Alt-1 on my keyboard again, go back to the pilot's position. Another thing that we need to check before start is that the magnetos and the boosters for all engines, but in particular the one that we're about to start, are in the off position. You can see they are in the off position for the magnetos. If we open these guards, the boost coil is in the off position, as is obviously the start. We are ready to start the engine. First things first, we will open the front quarter window and shout "clear prop" in a loud and authoritative voice. For true immersion, we have run the text-to-speech in Windows and made it downloadable from our site so that you can run it as well. I shall run it now.
Clear prop.
Now, we go back to the fuel controls using Alt-1 on the keyboard for PC and instrument views for Xbox. We set the fuel valve to open. We go down to where we find the oil dilute and the oil dilution button for the port side to on, whilst down here of most import is to set the port fuel cock to outer tanks. We'll also make sure that the fuel tank is pressurized. With that done, what we're going to do is we're going to set the throttle cracked open just a tad, maybe about 2%. This is actually rather important. As I am the help desk, I can confirm that a lot of you haven't calibrated your throttles on your peripherals, so this ensures the engine has a little RPM to start with. Make sure that the propeller lever is in full RPM, which it is, if it is not there already. Set the port side magnetos to on. You can use this gang lever to set them all on, but if we are only starting one engine, it is good practice to only set the engine's magnetos. Now we're going to set the port engine boost coil to on. Peripheral owners, please read the manual page 19 for more information on this system. Now we should be able to start the port engine by holding the starter button. I've just released the button. Remember, if it isn't starting, then we have done something wrong in the procedure. We will need to rework the problem, or use the in-game checklist found here. Set the throttle back to idle and then shut the boost coil off. So we'll set that throttle back to idle. Please note, if you haven't done your calibration on your throttle, this may require you to leave it a little bit further on, or calibrate your throttle. Might be helpful. The other thing is we're going to turn off the boost coil, or it is not needed, and we're going to go down here and turn on the alternator or port engine. While we're here, because I always forget, turn the alternator for the starboard side as well. I've just moved my camera down here to focus on this section of the throttle quadrant. Just a note on the mixture control, this will trip up some of you. I'm probably expecting emails. Well, probably not if you read the manual. I mean, it's all written in there. The Merlin in the Mozzie was auto-controlled mixture, and we have coded something to replicate that. When that was brought in, the mixture levers were left but were locked off, as you see here. So if you have a mixture setting on your peripheral, you'll want to disable it or modify it for the use for the Mosquito. The engine has been running for a short while now, and it's ready for us to check for magneto drop. This is usually done once both engines are running, but for clarity's sake for the video, we will do this now. Set the throttle for 9 psi boost. Just zoom in there right now. So we're trying to reach this point just about there. So I'm going to grab the throttle, bring it up. This will bring the RPM up as well, but we're looking for 9 psi boost. As you can see, you need quite a bit on the throttle. Now, if you're looking at my throttle position, you're probably saying, that means it's about 63%. This obviously changes based on the outside pressure, so it could be something totally different. I'm currently at Duxford in the summer, so that requires 63%. Then we set one of the port magnetos off. Just look up here for a moment. We'll set the first one off, and we should see a drop in the RPM for about 150 RPM. I'll zoom out, see if we can see that in real time. Put that back on. You can see that the needle is now moving back to its original position. We'll turn off port magneto 2, and you should also see a drop of about 150 RPM. Set it back to all on, and we shall move the throttle back to idle. And remember, if you've got peripherals that are not letting your slider go all the way back, you might need a little bit more, maybe about 1.2, 1.4%. So assuming that you have both engines running now, you are ready to take the fight to the enemy. Happy flying, and thanks for reading the manual. You have read the manual, right?